picture this. Your GPS dies. You're in the middle of nowhere. Now imagine nowhere is the American West in 1859, and the only thing you have to guide you is a book. This was, and I mean this literally, the handbook that meant life or death for people crossing the American continent.
This book wasn't just a list of tips. It was a promise. A promise that if you knew what you were doing, you could actually command the frontier, not just survive it. You could be that master spirit instead of another victim of this incredibly deadly landscape.
Everything in this book came from his own brutal, hard-won experience, leading expeditions through places that weren't even on a map yet.
The American West was an environment of extremes. We're talking blistering deserts, sudden blizzards, and just vast empty spaces. For the thousands of people heading west, a single mistake, like a broken wagon wheel, wasn't just an inconvenience. It could be a death sentence.
Well, Marcy's guide starts right at square one, with the most critical piece of gear you've got, the wagon. This thing was everything. Your house, your moving truck, your mobile fortress. Getting the wagon right was step one to not dying. Marcy knew that the super dry air on the plains would literally shrink wood and cause a poorly made wagon to just fall apart. He even says to rivet the bolts, because the constant rattling of the trail would shake the nuts right off.
But here's the catch. You need food for months, but every single pound you add puts more strain on your poor animals. If you overload your team, they could collapse hundreds of miles from anywhere. Say hello to desiccated vegetables, the 19th century version of freeze-dried camping food. They'd slice up veggies, press all the moisture out, and dry them into a hard little cake. A tiny piece, like half the size of your hand, could be boiled up to feed 4 guys. This wasn't just a space saver, it was how you fought off scurvy, a truly nasty disease that killed a lot of people out there.
Here's another genius food hack they borrowed from Mexican and Native American travelers: cold flour. Super simple. Just toasted corn, ground up, maybe with a little cinnamon and sugar. You just add water, and boom, instant meal.
Marcy is totally clear. Wool is king. Why? Because it insulates you from that brutal sun, but the real magic is that it keeps you warm even when it gets wet. Everything was designed for function, right down to sewing buckskin onto your pants so they wouldn't wear through from rubbing against the saddle all day.
Now here, Marcy was all about new technology. But Marcy? He pushed for the brand new repeating rifles from Colt. Being able to fire 6 shots without stopping to reload, in a fight, that wasn't just an advantage, that was a lifesaver. It was a moving town, a little society on wheels, and it needed rules, discipline, and a deep understanding of how the prairie worked.
That was a long, brutal stretch of desert with no water, maybe 70 or 80 miles. Crossing it was a carefully planned military operation.